Good morning, all of you. So we'll begin with the fluid statics and fluid dynamics. I just picked up already questions which I discussed for the earlier sections. So the same set of numericals I'm trying to explain. Already I have written everything. I'll just share the ideas, some 15 questions which are very useful for advance. For outgoing batch, these are the questions which I gave assignment and discussed. No? So let me retain that discussion. It will save a lot of time. You see all of you downloaded the formula book I gave. I think everything you are using the formula book. Okay, those who have taken printout, so you take printout in such a way that for every chapter you leave 2 pages so that your own things which you want to remember you can add for that formula book. So suppose say if you have taken printout, okay, then you go for spiral binding. In the spiral binding, what you do is like for every chapter you add another 2 pages so that you can add your own content. And this is going to help you for all the competitive exams what you are going to write, starting from mains, next I think the board exam, next the MSET, next the advanced, next the BitSat, all the like a weight or say like a so many some around 7 to 8 exams you're writing. For all those exams, this book will be very useful. Just to take help of this book, just last 2 3 days are there, no, just confined to the book. So I suggest you like for every chapter you can add 2 3 or 4 pages also, it's left to you. What all content if you want you can add, and add with a black pen, don't add with a pencil because usually pencil what pen will get shaded. So take any ballpoint pen and add that content, what all you feel additional you can add it. Almost maximum content I dumped it. So still personally you can add more for what all you feel convenient to be remembered. So make a practice of daily recollecting things. You ask yourself what you don't know, see it. So taking notes, revising will take a lot of time. This will save plenty of time for you. There's a one how to use that. I'm telling you this one. Next again, I asked you to download the mains papers. At least you download few, and I asked you to go through okay fluid statics, dynamics, surface tension, viscosity, elasticity. From all these 5 chapters, what level the question that were asked in mains. And do prepare. So definitely, I am sure that today I picked up 15 questions. None of them will appear in mains. Not only for even after 10 years also, the level of this kind will not appear. So definitely, I'm just focusing more on advanced. Mains is just the simple formulas and the theory. If you know, I think you can manage. That's what I mean to say. Studying of all these levels open will help you to be confident, to gain confidence, to gain in-depth knowledge of this one. But don't revise such things before mains exam. That's what I'm telling. Another 1 month, another 15 days in during grand test. You should not pick up questions of these kind and revise. No use. Literally no use. Just read theory, then solve small problems. That's what the mains thing. Advanced, okay, we don't have any limit. Yes, you should explore all the level of numericals, but mains not like that. So I think what all I'm discussing now today, 15 questions I picked up, nowhere related to mains. Of course, concepts you learn, but level of this will not come. Please be alert. As a teacher, I should inform you. This is my primary duty. Afterwards, left to you. Saturday morning, you take these questions and revise. God only will help you. Okay, let's begin here. Read the question. This idea, this there in Irdo, based on that idea, what happened? This particular question is what I have. So first, okay, we'll do one thing. First, we'll ask ourselves like a liquid, this is a L-shaped pipe. This is a top view. It is kept on horizontal surface. G into the plane of paper. Okay, read question afterwards. I'm asking you to look at here in this region. G into the plane of paper. The ship lies in horizontal surface. Okay, liquid will enter, liquid will flow here. So here definitely what happened, the area of cross section is same. You can see A and D. So with what speed it enter, with the same speed it will enter. At that turning at 0.192, the speed of liquids will be different. I'm just asking you, what can be the speed? Then the liquid has to take a turn. No? Somebody should provide centripetal force. For somebody should provide means the net force on this liquid column. Okay, fine. No, the net force on this liquid column. I'm asking you to assume an element. So what is this? This particular small elemental liquid elemental fluid. Is that okay? The word? No. What should be the net force on it? The net force should be radially inward. So therefore, the pressure at 2 should be greater than pressure at 1. Of course, area it will be very small. I just took this one area. Even if it's different, even then P2A should be greater than P1A. So therefore, the net centripetal force will be in this direction. So pressure at 2 should be more than at 1. Okay, the liquid is flowing here. Now let me apply Bernoulli's theorem, E1 equal to E2. So rho V2 square plus P2, rho V1 square plus P1. Then we know P2 should be greater than P1. So what is the energy of this liquid element here? So it was having, so like a velocity V and V, kinetic energy, it is having rho V square, rho V square. When the same liquid column and arrives here, it will have energy, so the kinetic energy will be rho V2 square. And the pressure energy per unit volume will be P2, here P1. Since P2 greater than P1, so what should happen, the energy? If P2 greater than P1, so definitely what do we expect that when V1 should be greater than V2, V1 square greater than V2 square, or expression for V1 is what we have. So V1 will be greater than V2. So when the liquid flows here, those elements of the fluid which are at the edge here, this one, they will have more speed than this one. Is then Edo based on that he has asked here. Okay, now read the passage and analyze it here.
Sir, can you tell once more why P2 is greater than P1?
Centripetal force, we will provide centripetal force for the liquid to take turn. So pressure at
Okay,
this
sir, got it, sir.
huh? And there's a basic idea. P2 minus P1A will provide required centripetal force. I'll write that comment. It'll be easier. Centripetal force is needed, no? So therefore P2 should be greater than P1. Idea. Okay, now read the question. So it's a closed horizontal duct. What is that duct? This is a duct. Duct means pipe. Duct or pipe, both are same. Huh? These are the some technical terms. Duct or pipe, both are same. An ideal liquid flows through duct in a streamlined flow. Points 1, 2, 3 are marked there. 1, 2, 3, 4. R1, R3 are inner radius of two bends at 1 and 3 and R2 of outer radius. R1 equal to R, R2 equal to R. He has given some radii also. Cross section of the duct is uniform and rectangular in shape. Answer the following question. So, okay, let's come for this one. First of all, let's come for 16 because the 16th is very important. Total energy for unit volume at 1, 2, 3, 4 respectively. What is the energy at 1 should be equal to 2. The kinetic energy and the pressure energy is going to vary, no? So therefore, shall we pick up this option A? Overall mechanical energy of fluid at 1, 2, 3, 4. The liquid is flowing here. How much of energy here? It will have same energy. The pressures and kinetic energy redistribution will occur. Okay, this is what I'll pick up. Okay, now keep this in mind. Now come for this one. for it to take turn here, P2 should be greater than P1. Okay, there's a ruled out. So P2 greater than P1. Then here P4 greater than P3. Try to see this one. So what is the conclusion we can make it? P2 should be greater than P1, P4 greater than P3. There's a general conclusion. Okay, now he's asking further comparison. P4, P1 is asking how they are related, how all these measures are related. Not only just between 2 and 1, 4 and 3, between 2 and 3 is comparing, 2 and 4 is comparing. Okay, how to conclude this part? I just concluded here. On what basis? No doubt P4 greater than P3, this is okay from this background. And P2 greater than P1. Okay, these two, no problem. Am I right? But how to say between 4 and 1? Okay, I think we should take help of this data. Let's see. Any use of that? Between R1 equal to R and R4 equal to 4R. Radius of curvature of this is more, this is less. How to conclude this particular data? Can we say anything about the speed? Let's do one thing. Let's talk about the speed. Speed, what we have is only one thing, V1 greater than V2, V3 greater than V4. So can we compare the speed between 1 and 3? So what is the basic idea? The one which is having more curvature, the pressure should be more, speed should be less. Will I agree this? The curvature of 2 is more than 1. So pressure at 2 will be more. Compare curvature of 4 and 2 also. The curvature of 4 is more compared to 1 or compared to 2. So therefore the pressure at 4 should be greater than 2. Pressure at 4 should be greater than 1. Pressure at 3 should be greater than 1 because we have information here. So from that is what I'm concluding. Okay. This is the idea. This idea is what I just applied it here. Based on this, we can conclude this particular thing. Huh? Can be asked in advance because this there from Edo, no? So definitely they may take help of this idea. Anyway, they can make it here. Okay, read the question, no? Read the question. Meanwhile, I'll set it. Okay, there's a liquid he has filled up. Bucket here, and this is half filled up. Okay, bucket B and C, what we have here, it is fully filled. Bucket B is fully filled. Bucket C is half filled. Okay, I'm going to release it. Then, so what will happen is like masses are, if this is mass of the bucket here is M, this will be mass of water in the second bucket will be M2. So then which bucket will move down? Bucket B will move down, containing full amount of water. Bucket C will move up. So with this, what we can write here, M1G, W1 is M1G. M1G minus T equal to M1E. T minus M2G equal to M2A. Solving this, I'll get the acceleration of these buckets. Okay, now it's asking to write the expression for pressure. So here it is here, P naught. Effective will be G plus A, P naught plus rho G plus A H by 2 minus P2 equal to 0. So solving for P2, I'll get the required answer. Simplest idea. Pressure in accelerating fluids he has brought with laws of motion concept. Effective G is what you have to take it here, this part. G plus A. Okay, I'll move to the next. Read the passage. Read the passage. First, you read the data, then you can get into the discussion. Okay, these are ice cubes. Okay, 2 ice cubes we have. Having cavity. The black color is what cavity here. It's a very simple dot because these are the cavities. I brought this diagram here. These are the cavities. Okay, fine. Okay, these are the ice cubes. Okay, think like this, no? The blue color is what? Ice cubes. Both, look at the volume of the cavity. Both are having same volume. The volume of cavities are same. This is very important. At center cube, but filled with the different materials A and B. Here material A, material B, their specific gravity as given. So we'll get the density of those materials A and B from this one. Now these two cubes are placed in two different long vessels of same base area. Area is same. So let me write that area as if you want, I'll write it as base area. Say problem is very simple. We should understand that's all. Nothing else there. Just based on buoyancy idea here. Assume that the ice melts uniformly from all sides and with same constant rate in both the vessels. Neglect temperature variation both vessels. Choose the correct statement. Okay, what will happen? Both the cubes come to the base of vessel simultaneously. A and B sink only after complete melting of ice. A sinks prior to B. A means here this one. B sinks prior to A. Who will sink first? That's what it's telling. Okay, first of all, the ice will start melting. Okay, we'll see that. What about the volume immersed? So what is V1? I'm going for this one. What is this quantity? Buoyant force, FB1 W1 by MAG. What is MAG? Weight of the material in the cavity. W1 is weight of the ice. Similarly, same thing here also. For at equilibrium initially at T equal to 0. So the buoyant force should balance the weight of the ice plus weight of the material in the cavity. This is the first time I'm teaching like this. If you have any difficulty, okay, only today. From tomorrow, I'll bring the numericals where I have to work out. Because these are the good numericals I felt. Writing so much will take more time. Because plenty of syllabus is then I thought, okay, this numericals will take this one. Even this is the first time I'm teaching where some content is available. Okay, the main idea, I think let me explain the main idea. At equilibrium, buoyant force will balance weight of ice plus weight of the material in the cavity. Okay, now what is the buoyant force? V1. What is V1? Volume immersed. So what is V1? Volume immersed. Of what? Volume immersed of the ice cum material A in the water. That's a V1. I wrote here. V is volume of ice block. Volume of ice immersed in cylinder 1. V2 is volume of ice in cylinder 2. Okay, this one. Okay, let's write this expression. What is the volume of ice? I think I'll go for V minus cavity, delta V into density of ice, volume of cavity into density of material area. Same thing I'll be writing. Let me divide equation 192. If I divide equation 192, then here density of ice, specific gravity of ice he has given. Okay, if you want to, I think specific gravity here, rho W should come, I feel. Yeah. Rho A by rho W will be specific gravity. Here, specific gravity. I will slide here. Rho W should be there here. Okay. So specific gravity of ice, you are going to substitute. So let me specific gravity of ice is 0.9. Okay, solve this. You'll end up volume ratio of volume immersed are 49 by 46. Okay, you can ask questions. What is use of this? I have to answer this one. What is use of this? Which one will be more volume immersed? The ice block in the cylinder one, its volume immersed will be more. He may ask you H1, H2 because why H1 greater than H2? How I can say from this data? Are you able to analyze? In the graph next, why H1 is greater than H2 means I can put it, no? Because the volume immersed means more means what? When the weight of displaced liquid will be more. So definitely the level of water in the cylinder 1 should be more than that of level of water in the cylinder 2. That's the reason why the graph are taken like this. For explanation, why H1 greater H2, if anybody asks no, what should I reply? So that's why I made this discussion here. Fine. Okay, let's come for this one. Now, both will melt, no? The ice will melt here. Then MA is greater than MB. How do I can say? Specific gravity of material A is greater than this one. So therefore, ice will melt uniformly. Where is that? Same constant rate in both vessels, uniformly from all sides. Since MA greater than MB, tell me like which will first sink along with ice, the material A will sink, no? Some ice will be there. Say some amount of ice and material A will be present. Yes, some amount of ice and material B will present. Since the weight of the material A, when it becomes greater than the weight of ice, definitely what happen? It will sink, no? It will start sinking. It will start sinking. So we will first sink the material A has to sink that one. So therefore, as MA is greater than B, so Q1 sinks earlier than Q2 as MA greater than MB. A sinks to prior to B. Okay, fine. Let's come for the graph. In exam, if you have directly the idea of this, no need to solve. Huh? Directly, you can start from here, pick up this option. Why H1 greater than H2? If you are able to analyze, fine, finish. No need of this big discussion. Directly you can come for here. The green color one, what I wrote. Okay, now see why I'm writing is, okay, this, what is V2? You can write it as volume immersed. Now, as it starts melting, the level of water in the container will change, no? So if I differentiate this, this will be constant. Volume of cavity will not change. Volume of material will not change. This is a constant, this is a constant. So what we can write here now? dV2 by dt is equal to dV by dt. Similarly, dV1 by dt equal to dV by dt. What is dV1? A H1 dt. So with this, what we can write here like a dH1 by dt equal dH2 by dt. So finally, what will happen? Both will acquire same height. So why can't we pick up this one? Finally, what happened? The level of liquid in both the containers will be same. Why? First, A will sink, no? And you know that if any metal embedded in ice, and if ice melts, the level of water will decrease. Yeah. Okay, that's what I'm showing. This curve. Okay, just as a theoretical question, I just brought some mathematical equations to explain it. Even without all this also, you can directly attack if you have background. I think these are very popular. You check advanced also, no? Some question they have asked here. Let's take the next one. 15 questions I brought it. Let me try to finish off again, because let me try to wind up all. Okay, it lies in, shows in non-uniform cross-section. The cross-section area at A is half of the cross-section area at B, C, and D. The cross-section area at A is half of the cross-section area at B and C. Okay, this one. SA this is what is telling. It is lying in horizontal, so where how the weight will act into the plane of paper. I think this is something very important. Otherwise, the gravity also has to be brought into picture. So the tube lies on horizontal surface, right? This is very important. So please be careful about this condition, because I think it matters a lot. Okay, the liquid which is flowing. So recollect idea, a liquid which is moving, if it collides with any surface, will it exert any force? As a liquid emerging from a container, sort of through a hole, it will exert force on a container. The similar idea is here, that one. It will exert a force. So what is Fa is equal to rho? The speed of the liquid is here Va. So can we now write it here? No, equation of continuity, Vb equal to Va by 2. Like this, I'm comparing, let Va equal to Va. So velocity speed of the liquid at other things will be V by 2. It is. Okay, now Fa will be, it will exert a force. The liquid which is moving here will exert force Fa. Afterwards, it will take turn. The liquid, what happened now, it is moving away, no, it will exert a force. It will exert a thrust, that is Fb. Now the liquid will come, now again will collide here. It will be Fc. Again, the liquid will emerge out here. It will exert a force Fd. So have those forces, this one. So what is Fa? Fa is equal to rho A by 2 Va square. Similarly, what is Fd is equal to rho A Vd square. Area of cross sections, we have like this. Okay, there's a condition. Okay, apply this and now get all the magnitude of forces that are acting. Based on that, now check what conditions are there. Fc it is. Okay, the same thing is what I shown. So I'll remove here because already it's available. No? Now see the question clearly. Which will be greater, Fa or Fd? Fa greater than Fd. Net force towards right. Shall we pick up this statement? No. A net force towards left. not possible. A net force in some oblique direction. Is it FB equal to FC? Is it okay? Look at this one. FD is equal to FC equal to FB. So whatever FB and FC, they are equal and opposite. A net force in some oblique direction. So statement 3 not possible. Zero net force. Of course, I don't pick up. No, is saying about the torque. A net torque. Why do torque will act? I think FB and FA will be equal and opposite, but these two happen like a couple, no? A rotating effect will be set up, no? And because of that, what happen? A clockwise torque will be acting here, a net clockwise torque. If this particular pipe, no, it is having a tendency to rotate. One and four are correct. Very simple idea based. I'll scroll down. Some toppling idea is bringing the values of H for which the cylinder topple. Kept on a rough horizontal surface. Please read question. Don't look at solution directly. Okay, first read question so that you'll get an idea what to do. It is filled with water up to height h, and a small hole of area is punched in so that water coming out of it falls at a maximum distance from its wall along the horizontal surface. So where the hole will be punched at half of the height. So y should be equal to h. Recollect the concept. Yes, not given information where the hole. But to have maximum range, what is the maximum range? Will be height of the liquid. There'll be the maximum range. Okay, this is a jet. Okay, take it now, this one. So what should be y? Y should be cottage for maximum range. Okay, no come for this one. This emerging liquid, the emerging jet will exert a force, a thrust force, that is F, and there's a weight is acting and a normal contact. It's kept on rough surface. So no question of it's exerting. Now the values of H for which the cylinder topples. Why do it will topple? Because there's a tendency of this cylinder to topple about P or about this edge. Which edge we can take it? P1, P2 will write it. I'll write in the diagram. P1, P2. Come for this one. Now, will it topple about P1 or P2? It's having a tendency to topple about P1. No? How do I can say? Why can't be this? Because torque due to mg. Now, if you say about P2, torque due to weight mg clockwise, torque due to force will be clockwise. So therefore, it will tilt about this point, particular point. And if it is in equilibrium means what happens? The torque due to mg will be anti-clockwise. The torque due to the thrust force will be clockwise. And then where the normal reaction will act here. Are you getting now? I'm showing that N may not be visible color. Look at this N. So it's having a tendency, if at all, it can rotate about point P1. Okay, now F into Y is equal to mg into R. R is the radius. Rho A V square, what is V equal to? Velocity 2gh minus, we know Y is equal to H it is. Calculate point P1 must be 0. Okay, solve for H now. Okay, now what should be the where the old should be located is telling. So pi r cube by a. Look at this 3 by 2. It is greater. 4 by 3 greater. 2 is greater. This is less than pi r cube by a. So not possible. For these values, it will topple. Getting the condition? Okay, I'll slide down.
Sir, can you repeat why two values?
Why I'm not hearing? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'm unable to hear your voice. Huh? Anybody just speak out?
Good afternoon, sir.
Oh, from my, are you able to hear my voice clearly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, yeah, fine. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, no. Something asked why? Yeah, Kushal, anything? I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, I'm able to hear
How
you.
did we
You
get
can
two
speak.
values, sir?
This one, huh?
Yes, how are we getting multiple values here?
No, no. It's telling the values of h for which the cylinder topples. If h greater than this, what will happen? It will topple.
Okay, sir, understand.
Okay, the question was troubled like that. We do think only one value. Anything greater than pi r cube by a cylinder will topple. Okay, I'll write the comment. The cylinder topples. Okay, fine. So I can pick up option B, C, D. It's having a tendency to topple. The net torque about point P1 must be 0 for not to topple, but it's having a tendency to topple about P1, not about P2. Okay, read some. Already you know most of the basic ideas. Carefully, I'll give time. 3 minutes, you can really crack this question. Choose the correct statement. I think I'll make it small. Okay, I think complete question is visible. Check it. The correct statement is asking. Options A, B, C, D is what I given there below. Information given H2 greater than H1. So just we know information. You're just asking us to work out further. Am I right? Already we know idea, velocity of reflex, what is the time taken by the liquid, by the jet to move from the hole and come and strike the ground. Then we know expression for horizontal range. If R1 equal to R2. Okay, Sol, will you get anything? I think here is what the data is available. If R1 equal to R2, I have this one. I'll square, then I'll solve for this. So I'll end up capital H equal to H1 plus H2. Okay. If T1 and T2 are the time taken by water ejecting from holes A and B to reach on the horizontal surface, then T1 equal to T2. Let me equate the times. If T1 equal to T2, then H1 equal to H2. If H1 equal to H2, then what will happen to range? Will they be equal? If I put R1 equal to R2, means it's telling if R1 equal to R2, if R1 equal to R2 is there, condition for the range to be like this one, then T1 equal to T2, what will happen? H1 should be equal to H2, not R1 equal to R2.
A option is also wrong, sir.
What happened?
A option is also wrong, no, sir.
B option, yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir, A also is wrong.
A also wrong. Huh?
Sir, if R1
A
is equal
correct,
to
sir.
R2, we have two possibilities. Capital H is equal to H2 plus H1 or H2 is equal to H1.
They give H2 is greater than H1 in the questions.
They're given, oh, this one, huh?
Then okay, sir.
B is also possible, no sir. If H1 equal to H2, R1 equal to R2, no sir, in this equation.
If R1 equal to R2,
B will also be possible.
Yes, sir.
B is not possible, sir.
just wait. Yeah. Anybody just speak out now? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Now I'm unable to hear. Actually, the settings. Yeah. So somebody was telling. Yeah. Something here. Now, if R1 equal to R2, for that what H1 should be equal to H2. That's quite clear. If H1 equal to H2, then T1 equal to T2. Shall I pick up option B?
No, sir, you only gave H2 is greater than H1.
Oh, this
Yes, sir.
condition is there. No, not possible, no?
Yes.
This condition, I didn't see. Yeah. The water ejected from both holes strike on horizontal surface with velocity root 2 gh. V1 by V2. Okay, the option C we have to justify.
Is correct.
The water ejected from both holes strike on horizontal surface with velocity root 2 gh. H2 greater than H1, no? Okay, but they fall here. Again, what when from B to this particular point, we should apply conservation of mechanical energy. So C will be correct. Huh? If you want, you can check it. And the last part, if the ratio of velocity head of water just after ejecting from holes A to B is 3:2, then capital H equal to 3H2 minus 2H1. V1 by V2 is putting 3 by 2. I'll solve it. Then I'll end up something equation of this kind. 9H2 check one's calculation. I think, is it okay? Option C, what would happen? You do one thing again from here, this having velocity V2, no? It will move from here to here. It will descend an height H2. Then the decrease in gravitation will convert into kinetic energy. Right expression for velocity here and also for here between these 2 points further. This H1, what you write? Capital H minus H. This H1 we know. So it will descend an height. So write expression and check it, no? It will be root 2 GH only will come. Okay, this is some questions of this kind can also be asked. Just be careful, huh? Rather than some lengthy integration method. So some math-based, simple HIDA-based questions. Huh? You should prepare for yourself. Okay, let's do one thing. This is about the, I think some dam one, you might have done many problem. Just I brought a curved one where y equal to x squared by 18. I think we did most of the problems. It was the vertical wall or inclined wall. This is a curved one. You can see this. This wall is a curved one. Read the question now. See, at least in exams, no, there's a plain diagram. The 3D diagram always, the dam, please do remember this, the diagram. I'm making things clear. A student must have this imagination. There's a gate. There's not a water, there's a gate. Here is what water is present. And I'll shade it so that it'll be easy for you to think. So whenever the dam you see, no, so have this imagination, because in exam, drawing such diagrams will also kill your time. Because see, if it were offline exam, on question paper itself, you can draw most of the diagrams, you can save time. But since everyone will write online, once again, getting the diagram in exact way, so that will really kill your time. So I suggest you, like exam comes, the imagination. When you're doing assignment, yes, the diagrams you have to draw. Please focus on all, like what all things that will kill your time in exams. See, if I solve this problem without diagram, I'm able to do within 3 minutes. If I draw a diagram, I'll start thinking, no, I'll do this in 8 minutes. So I got answer, but the method, time taken. So this is what student has to focus on, all these aspects also. How to save time in exam. Okay, let's get into the basic concept. Read once. I'll have water. Okay, let's get into the discussion part. Okay, this particular thing is what? Parabolic shape. This was the parabolic shape. The width B. Okay, this height is what Y or H, whatever you can take this one. We know, is it a vertical surface or curved? So what is the horizontal force? What is the method? I think I'll just end up some, if the vertical wall is like this, or let it be, we have done some problems of like this, no? Curved, inclined, or let it be some parabolic shape what we have, or even let it be like this. In all the cases, there's a wall, and this side what will be there. So we know how the force by the liquid will be. So these arrows, what they indicate, the magnitude of force exerted by the water. Okay, this is very clear if it's a vertical wall. What about here? On this side, water is present. On this side, water is present. One's general idea, one problem you have to take and you have to analyze it. Don't solve many problem. Don't solve many problems. Only one problem is water. On this side, water is present. Let's assume like this. Huh? Here, water is present. Please learn the methodology. Mechanics, you can't, you have to work out many numericals, I'll agree, but in mechanics, what better focus more on the methodology here. You'll be on safer side, no? Because plenty of numericals you have to practice everything, no? Okay, no, let's see that. Here how the force, the liquid will exert force like this. Here the liquid, of course, magnitude arrows will be. And the length of arrows keep on decrease because the pressure decreases with the depth, no? So there's a thing. So here also the same thing. Here, what about here? Here also the condition is same. The liquid exert force normally, no, there's one more idea. Okay, there's a thing. How to get the horizontal force? That's all. Whatever be the now, let it be convex towards water, let it be vertical wall, let it be inclined wall, or concave towards water. The liquid will exert force normally on all surfaces which it comes in. This is a general idea everyone knows. Okay, how to calculate that horizontal force? So one formula what we have is rho g hc, means location of centroid of the surface, means the point at which the force will act, the total force will be acting. The effective horizontal force will act at particular location of centroid of a surface into area. So here the vertically projected I'm taking. So even though it's a curved one, parabolic, so I'll project it like B. So what is it? It's a projection, vertical projection will be I H. It will become like some sort of a rectangular plate. And what is SC for rectangular plate? Will be H by 2. So substitute HC as H by 2. What is the area? Will be H into B. This will be area. Or nothing but force per unit width. You know directly force per unit, you do it. So now you have to ask questions, sir. What is this you wrote here? You project that whether it's a inclined, curved, everything, projection along y-axis will become like a vertical line, no? Or say like like a width B, it will be there. The width B will be there. So when you project it, it will become a rectangular plate. All these four, you should project along y-axis, then become rectangular plate. So what is SC will be off of the height. What is SC now? Once again, location of centroid of surface. I think this what in, if you look at most of the basic books, no, they have discussed problem like this also. So I got the horizontal force. So now this is the horizontal thrust. This is the thing. What about the vertical force? How to get the vertical force? You can see here, horizontal as well as vertical is acting. Vertical force is given by the weight of the liquid. weight of the liquid here, you can see this part, the weight of the liquid, where not say actually weight of the liquid means don't take this weight also, the weight of the liquid that lies in this region. That's why I didn't continue the problem further. Weight of the liquid only in this part. So its weight has to be determined. How to calculate this weight? I think I'll take care of the integration. So I'll assume a small elemental area here, elemental strip. B into so this will be x, b into x into dy will be the volume into density, will become mass of that particular shaded strip. The shaded strip will be off like this. Not needed. This what? So this is what b, this is x, this is dy. Okay, fine. So mass of this is dm. So what is the like a mass equal to? Oh, what is mass equal to? Density into volume of this one. Substitute that here, this one. But x and dy both are unknown. So take help of this equation. Eliminate x, get y. So y will vary from 0 to h. Then you'll get the vertical component of this one. No. Okay, let's come for this one. Horizontal thrust over vertical thrust is over. Vertical thrust by weight, horizontal thrust by projecting that surface. And pressure triangle is what I'm going to take help of. These two, okay? No, the point where the line of action of horizontal thrust force passes through is, what is this? Because you look at this, where do that, how to calculate that one? I know total force acting from here. What is SC? The point where the horizontal force will act at h by 2, no? Or something I wrote here, HC. What is the total height of the liquid? Okay, where I am. 27 meter. 13.5 meter is what? Will be HC, location of HC, that one. So total here I wrote SC, that one. So how much will be 13.5? So the point where it will pass through is, where do it will lie now? This is to calculate the total force. There's one formula is available. So where do that particular point will lie? 2h by 3. It should lie below this one. HC is what? 13.5. Where do this total force will be acting? Will be acting at a point. The total force root of fx plus fy will be acting at a point. So that particular horizontal component is what? Where do it will act here? That will be at a depth below h by 2. We know it, and it will become 2h by 3. 2 capital H by 3. That's what y I'm telling. This y will be greater than SC. That you have to check it. So what is the value of y? Y should be, check in the calculations. This is not there for syllabus. It's, if you open any fluid mechanics engineering books, so you get plenty of numericals. It is not there for syllabus. I don't know examiner why he has asked here. Where it will be at a depth of 2h by 3 from the free surface. Okay, no? So don't bother curved, inclined or anything. That's what my intention is. You have to just project that particular surface area. Okay, read this question. Diagram not given. Make a first guess of a diagram. Okay, let me work out. It's not available solution. Initially, the level of it is fully filled. At any time t, let this be the position. Okay, we do have holes, no? Two holes are there. One at bottom, other at the midpoint. Where there are holes, h by 2. Okay, able to understand. So two holes are there. Usually we did problems of with only one hole. Here I just brought two holes. Okay, how to manage time taken to empty the tank? More than one hole is present. That's what the question is. Okay, all of you getting the now method? Okay, write all possible equations. See, time taken to empty the cylinder. I think this most of you know it. Now there are two holes are there. That's all here. First diagram is at t equals 0. Second diagram is at any time t. Okay, let me get into the calculation part. Both the holes this is at t equals 0. This is at any time t. Let me take this is h. Here velocity of f-legs v1. This h by 2. Here velocity of f-legs v2. H, what happened? I'll measure from the first hole. There's a level of liquid. Let it be capital H. Okay, I think now you can get into the writing equation. So what will happen to the level of liquid? The level of liquid that is decreasing is due to both, no? Due to both the holes. What all the level falls is due to both holes because some amount of liquid is coming from here, some amount of liquid is coming from here. So first we'll write expression for velocity of f-legs. So what is V1 equal to? V1 equal to, this is hole 2, hole 1. So V1 should be equal to root of 2gh. Please make practice. Don't write Bernoulli's theorem. Don't do all so much lengthy, no, because you know enough concept. What is velocity of f-line? Depends on depth. What is the depth of second hole? Capital H by 2 plus small h. Make practice of directly writing velocity of f-legs. Huh? For this also don't write Bernoulli's theorem. That's what my suggestion. What shall we write equation? Because that the level of liquid that is decreasing in tank is due to both the holes, no? So the flow rate, the sum of flow rate at both the holes should be equal to rate of change of liquid in the tank. So therefore here A minus dH by dt equal to AV1, AV2. Both the holes are having same area of cross section that is given. Two small orifice. Therefore I'm writing this one. Why negative sign? The level is in fact decreasing, no? Okay, let's substitute no minus a. It's rest all mathematics, I think, finish over. The problem is over. Only till here is what? How good you can take help of mass is what? The idea, no? So solving this dH by 2g will go outside, no? So h by 2 plus h is equal to minus a by a. This we have to integrate. Okay, before integration, we can't do integration. I really took half an hour for me to integrate. So in exams, I think you should take help of your mathematical techniques and what best we can. So let me divide and multiply this root h minus root of h by 2h. whenever we go for applying job for different institutions, no, they'll ask us to go for written exam. What is the problem with the physics teachers is we can solve any problem, but we cannot get answer. If integration of this kind comes, very difficult for us to remember that integration formula. It happened for many times for me also. Uh, like I'm able to solve, but due to integration, what happened, almost 5-6 questions, what happened, I had to put question mark. I think these are the problems what we face when we go for job for different institutions. So what I do is, like, if I'm trying for job in other institution, what happen, 10-15 days, what happen, all the integration, differentiation, trigonometry, I'll revise that and I'll go. Everyone, see, at one or the other stage, everyone has to struggle. Nobody's paid. There's my practical, my experience is what I'm sharing with you. I just revise all the things, all the formulas, what all needed, no? Okay, DH, this will be. This will be H minus, this will be only H by 2. Okay, I think, okay, we are on safer side now. We can, now this can be integrated very easily. What should be the limit? Root H dH root of minus A. This will be capital H 2A. Okay, let's put the limits now. What should be the limit? Okay, again, the limit you have to be careful. If you go wrong with the limit, then what all problem you did, no, everything gone.
Sir, on the right hand side, it will be plus, sir. Because in the denominator, we'll get minus h by 2.
Here, 182. Yeah, fine. Anybody limit? Very important. These limits are very important here. From H, from where I'm measuring? I'm measuring from this hole. This is what? H equal to 0. So initially, what is H? H is H by 2. And finally, it will become 0.
Sure.
Yeah.
In LHS, in between it is minus, sir. Root H dH minus of integral.
Here, no?
Yes.
Option A will come. Substituting all the limits, option A will end up with that one. Okay, more than one hole possibilities are there. Just be alert. Okay, I'll solve this. The expression for T will be okay. Now, option C, try it out. Option C will come. The acceleration of free surface of the fluid is not constant if the height of the free surface from the bottom of the container is greater than h by 2. How acceleration of free surface I can bring? Let me differentiate this once again. No, this was the velocity. No, dh by dt. D square h by dt square is what? Acceleration of free surface. I'll write it. It's a pure mathematics. Try it. Okay, can you work out? Okay, this option C is what I'm putting. Let me take the next idea. 1230. A small idea, small problems, very small problem. Read the question. They're having different area of cross sections. This is A1 and this is A2. The minimum mass M dash to be kept on M so that water spills out from the left limb. Initially, water level in both the limbs is same. Initially, there's a diagram. After when I place it, no. So here the water level will come down. So many diagram based questions. No, try to assume. Read the question. Okay, no. Work out. Okay, this when I place it, what happen? The weight of that, it will push this block. This will push this block in. Okay, let they come to equilibrium position. So it has descended by H. So that here what happened? The water which is present here is able to push it this block up. Now, are you looking at this? So I think in exam this is very important. The question is all about the diagram. So especially whenever you get a limbs problem, be careful about the initial and final situation. I think if you can have a clarity, writing equations are very easier. Let's not bother anything about writing equation. What do you expect the spring initially relaxed himself is telling? Now what happened? How much the spring will be compressed? So that spring force is acting here. You can look at here. Yeah, no. So how much spring should be compressed? I think X should be equal to 5 centimeter. Spring should be compressed by 5 centimeter. Then what are the forces that will be acting here? No. The pressure at this point should be equal to this one. So any equation, and how much of H can we calculate? A2 5, because here how much volume of water will increase here? A2 into 5 centimeter volume will increase. Am I right? You can see here, no? 5 centimeter will get displaced, no? A2 into 5 centimeter should be equal to how much of decrease in volume of water? A1 into H. So like this, what happened? We'll get the value of H. Okay, now tell me like it's an equilibrium. Tell me the pressure at this point. So what you can write here? P naught plus M dash plus Mg A1. Pressure at this point. The pressure at this point should be equal to what? P naught plus Kx minus rho gh plus rho gh plus capital like this capital Mg plus Kx by A2. Or directly write manometric equation. That's what I did. I did manometric equation from here. P naught plus M dash Mg by A1 minus rho gh minus where I'll end up negative, no, minus mg plus kx by a2. Okay, here pressures, I'll write it pressure also. You have to make practice of writing manometric equation. Start from here, m dash plus m by g by a1 minus rho gh minus mg plus kx by a2 minus p naught equal to 0. We know x, substitute, we know all the value of h, solve that, you'll get the m dash. Simple diagram based problem. So is testing how you write manometric equation. Now scroll down. And this is some good concept is there. Read carefully. Writing manometric equation, applying Bernoulli's theorem are some key ideas that have to be applied properly here. Okay, this part is what? Era. Okay, let's get into the discussion. A faulty barometer of tube 86 centimeter outside mercury as the total length of this as some air trapped inside it. Why faulty? Okay, got the idea. Some air is trapped. A good barometer will not have any air trapped in it. That's why the word fault is brought here. That's the only meaning of that one. Okay, then inside due to which it reads 66 centimeter instead of this one. What is the height of the mercury? Will be 66 centimeter. Keep it here instead of correct reading of 76 centimeter. If barometer is kept in a lift and accelerator with an acceleration of g, it reading becomes. Then what the air is telling that air trapped will undergo isothermal. That is, I think, natural thing. Okay, now what is the earlier pressure? P1. So how you write? P1 plus rho gh minus P2 equal to 0. P2 should be P naught. These are some important things. Why P2 equal to P3? P2 equal to P3 equal to P naught, no? Because they lie on same horizontal line. And this is a free surface. If you can make observation of this, problem will be very easy. Okay, already I wrote it, no? Okay, this is there below. Yeah. Let's get into this one. There's a manometric equation, you know it. P1, let pressure at this point, let it be P. P plus rho gh minus P naught. Okay, what is the pressure at this particular point now? So we know P naught is rho g 76 and this h is 66. So we'll get 10 centimeter of mercury, the pressure. Next, if I put this lift in in an accelerator, in a lift which will accelerate, then effective what happened? We should write a plus g. So 2g it has become. So P dash plus rho g, rho 2g h dash minus P2 dash equal to 0. Okay, now one thing, when the lift accelerates, what will be this free surface pressure here? There's a one doubt has to be. This will really trouble a student. See, normal, okay, in class or when you're doing DPP, no problem. But in exams, no, this will really kill your time. So you go back to the fluid statics. If I fill up a fluid in a container, if I accelerate it horizontally, on free surface of a accelerating fluid also, what is the pressure? P naught, no? A layer of a liquid which is exposed to atmosphere, the pressure should be equal to P naught. That's all, whether it's accelerating or at rest. It's a golden rule, do remember. So therefore pressure at now what point still it should be P naught only. This is the main idea of the problem. If you can get this, rest all mathematics, nothing is there. Okay, here is what usually we may go wrong. P1 dash equal to say like a P dash, let it be here. Okay, we'll get the P dash. Now I'll apply the isothermal process. I'll solve it. I'll get the H dash. Something barometer, he has put that in accelerating fluid. Some conditions he has brought. We are neglecting surface tension effect. All that. Okay, don't bother about that one. Okay, please be careful about small ideas based problems. These are very popular. I think many questions of like this we have come across. Okay, read the question. Let me adjust all the data. Okay, able to see it completely? Yeah. What happened? Yeah. Okay, read it now. These are very popular, can be asked in advance, can be asked in mains also. A little bit. Diagrams will not be there. That's what the most troublesome for you. All these questions, there won't be diagrams. A student has to make a guess of initial diagram. Once you make the guess of the first diagram, what I'm shading now, you can manage questions. Almost I've seen any exam, when I checked it, no, the diagrams will not be given, especially the YouTube limbs one. Rotating liquid column, they'll give diagram. But the horizontal accelerating YouTube maximum, the diagrams are not in most of the books. I think definitely IT professor will follow this same rule. You will not give diagram. So somehow this diagram is what you have to make a guess. A vertical used filled with a liquid of density rho up to height h on each side. The horizontal portion of YouTube is having length 2h containing liquid of density 2 rho. Okay, you see this. The YouTube is moved horizontally with an acceleration g by 2 parallel to horizontal arm. The difference in height in liquid levels in two vertical limbs. We have done problem where liquid everywhere is same. If liquid here different, okay, let it be, no problem. So we know one thing, where the, if you accelerate towards right, where pressure will be more, the pressure should be more at 1 than 2, no? Because what is the basic idea? If you move from a point opposite to acceleration of a liquid column, then the gauge pressure will increase due to acceleration. If it is at rest, the pressure will increase with the depth. If it is accelerating, the pressure will increase horizontally when you move away from the front end. There's a front end, there's a rear end. Small idea. So therefore, what will happen now, how to make a guess of diagram? The pressure here less, the pressure at the front will be less, and the pressure at rear side will be more. So the level of liquid should be more here. So for the level of liquid to be more means the level should fall here. So the yellow color liquid should get displaced. So how much it will move, we don't know. This is y2. How much it has moved here, y1. But overall this length should be 2h. So therefore, so what shall I write here? 2h minus y1. Okay, this should be h minus y2. I think these are all some, you know, you can, the basic maths is what you have to apply. Okay, this should be h only. Height of the liquid column, y it will change. This will be h only. So y1 it has come. Okay, now write manometric equation along y-axis. P1 equal to how much you can write? Rho gh plus, what is the density of this one? 2 rho g y1. Okay, I'll write it y1. Symbols are missing.
Y1 and Y2 are equal.
Y1 equal to y2, no? Unnecessary. Y2 make, yeah. Again, we have to write one more equation. Better we'll make it y only. What is P2 is equal to? P2 equal to rho g h minus y. What is the P1? P1 will be rho g h plus 2 rho g y. Then how to correlate these two? I'll write manometric equation from here. P2 plus rho ay. Are you getting no? If I move opposite to accelerate, if I move opposite to acceleration of the liquid column, horizontal acceleration of liquid column, then gauge pressure should increase. Plus 2 row acceleration A, how much length of this? 2h minus 1. Where I'll end up minus P1 equals 0. Substitute P1, P2 here, solve for, you'll get Y. After getting Y, then what is the difference in height of liquid column? Delta L, L1 minus L2. Anybody value of Y?
4h
4h by 7.
delta h will be 8h by 7, sir. Y will be 4h by 7.
Y will be
4h by 7.
Shall I scroll down? We'll try to finish off today quota. The same idea. If you are interested, you can work out. I'll go for the next one. That's the same thing. This is some rotation is what I brought it. Read carefully. Something is asking. Again, there is no limit in fluid statics. That's what I feel a student better have a generalized approach. Read the question now. There are two liquids are there. Okay, the question meanwhile I'll set it. Yeah, this is that yellow and blue color what we have picked up. Is rotated about a vertical axis passing to the right hand side vertical tube so that the two liquids attain equal height when steady state is reached, the angular speed of rotation. So earlier what was the level? 2h and h. Now as I rotate it, the level of liquid in both the columns must be same. So definitely what happened? This liquid will get displaced. The level of liquid should be same in this should be 3h by 2, this should be 3h by 2. Total length is what? 3h. So here 3h by 2. So this should be h by 2. Okay, like this, what happened? Total volume of liquid should be conserved, no? So from that, I assume these heights. Okay, fine. Okay, let's come for this one. After getting this, he's asking the angular speed of rotation. Oh, okay, why this? This is some other. Okay, I think, okay, no, you need not to bother about this part. Yeah. Let's get into the. Okay, able to see complete? No, they're still not visible. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Because
sir.
there's power not there. So with mobile data, we'll carry on the problem. Okay, this part, okay, pressure at 2. The due to vertical height of the liquid column of density rho, pressure at 2 due to vertical part of the liquid at 2. What about the surface here? How it will be? Of course, it will not be horizontal. Okay, since the area of cross-section of the limbs will be very small, so we not to bother about indicating. But if you really want to indicate, no, the surface will be of like this. It should be, and here should not be horizontal. Okay, let's not bother. If he mentions, then how the surface here. So here we took it horizontal, but practically how it will be? It will be of like this. Huh? Here it should be of like this. Here the slope should be negative. Here slope should be positive. That is the condition. They may ask you more than an option. Be careful. I'm indicating that one. Okay, let's do one thing. Okay, I know pressure at 1, 2 due to vertical part of liquid column. How to write even in rotating liquid columns? Can we write pressure difference? Yes. Where you begin? Positive. So P2. So here shall we write pressure or shall we'll go for what is the net force on this liquid column? Let's think in that way. What is the net force on this liquid column? P2A is will act here. Rho the so this particular centrifugal force of this will act here. Rho A 3h by 2, the mass of this one, omega square, where the center of mass this will be at 3h by 2 minus P3A. I think I did some. Okay, till P3A we wrote it. What is P3A? Again, we have to calculate. Again, I'll write from here. This is the point. From P1, I'll write it here. So from here, what is P1? So again, here P3A, P1A, 2 rho. That effective distance is what you have to calculate here. Okay, fine. So this with respect to this is what I wrote equation, P2A plus rho A. What is this mass of this liquid column? Omega square. Why 3h by 2 by 2? Where the center of mass of this liquid column will be at a distance of 3h by 2 all divided by 2, no? Of length minus P3 equals 0. Okay, this part is over. So we know P2, this one. So what is asking? The angular speed is asking this omega. Okay, this is solving. I'll get equation between these two. Okay, look at this. One more equation is what? Now, how to find out this P3? So shall we write for this equation? So what is the equation now? P3A plus what is the density of this liquid? 2 rho. You can say I'm writing A. What is the mass of this liquid? 2 rho A H by 2 omega square. What is this quantity? Is this correct or shall I go for any correction? Anybody?
Distance from the point of rotation.
Center of mass of this liquid, where do it will be? 3h by 2 plus h by 4. M omega square R by 2, no? R is what? Location of center of mass. By 2 will come. Okay, justify. Please do think, because this is very easy. Why 3h by 2? Or this 2 shall I take or so since you wrote 2, so therefore I'm writing 2. Shall I retain this 2 or shall I remove this 2?
Remove, sir.
I should remove. No, see, what is this? What is this? This is the location of center of mass. What is 3h by 2 by 2 is what? Location of center of mass. Now where the center of mass of this will be? H by 4. So 3h by 2 plus h by 4. That is enough, no? Why I should bring it here, that one? Solve this, we'll get the required answer. think I have no option.
Second
Check
option.
it. Second option will come. Okay, yeah, right. We'll take the next one.
Sorry, fourth option, sir.
Fourth option will get, sir.
Fourth option, sir.
Fourth option.
Yes, into 2.
Okay, so many problems. Okay, there's 2 hours left. Okay, at least we'll finish this. Tomorrow I'll see that one. It's also diagram based. Okay, yeah, thank you. Now, okay, I'll look at this one. I'll open the hole. If the container is fixed, the liquid will emerge out with a speed v. And what is v? Velocity of efflux or velocity of emerging liquid with respect to container. If container accelerates, then what happened to the thrust force is what this particular numerical is. That one. There's a major idea. Once we get that, rest all mathematics we can manage. Okay, you have to ask question yourself. Okay, let's do one thing. Initial, the level of liquid is IH. So you read the question now. A small orifice of area A0 is punched at the bottom of wall of tank. Water begins to denote. Mass of the empty tank may be neglected. To the tank will move with a constant acceleration till it is emptied. Find this acceleration. But thrust force is acting. When thrust force acts, and thrust force depends on what? Velocity of efflux. Velocity of efflux varies. Thrust force varies. Then acceleration should vary, but it's telling constant. How it is possible is what we have to search the idea here. Okay, no. Now, if the container moves, then what is it? Shall we call UR? Velocity of liquid, emerging liquid with respect to container. So I'm using this one. Go back to the variable mass concept. From there, this equation is brought. Am I right? F equal to rho s v square. From there only, since there the container was at rest, the expression simplified to rho s vr square or rho s v square here. Now the container is accelerating. So what is that one? What is the touch force? You are into dm by dt, the rate at which the liquid is ejected. Okay, let's come for this one. What is UR? Velocity of efflux, root 2 GH. Now, what is the flow rate at this particular point? UR into A0. What do you mean by this flow rate? The amount of liquid ejected per second or rate of mass of water decreases in container. That should be equal to dm by dt. So this is a flow rate. If you multiply with the density, what you get? The amount of water that is decreasing in the container. So therefore, now I'll relate here. dm by dt is equal to q into rho. So what is dm by dt? You are A0 rho. This is very important. Please do focus on this one. Afterwards, for mathematics, we know enough kinematics, we can manage. But this is a concept. Once you can get this idea, rest of everything you can manage. The green color, what I'm shading, please focus on this one. See, when you take some numerical, which are there in textbook, solution is available. Don't bother much the mathematical part. We can manage. The core idea is what first you grasp it. Okay, like this, if you differentiate or integrate, you get the answer. Come out of that one. Like this, the fast revision is what you should develop. Okay, therefore, what is dm by dt? This has to be determined. Okay, how to replace this dm by dt? I'll take help of the background concept here. We know velocity of flex. What is the flow rate? You are into a naught. Then the rate at which mass of what is decreasing dm by dt. I'll multiply this with density. I'll get it. So you are a naught rho. I'll substitute here. So you are square a naught rho. Or directly no, we know sir, you are I should substitute. Okay, fine. This is okay. Now come for this one. This thrust force will make it to accelerate. No. The thrust force will make it to accelerate the container. So m dvc by dt, velocity of container vc equal to ur a naught square, that one. Okay, what is m? Mass of the liquid at any time t. That should be equal to ah rho dvc by dt. What is ur? Root of 2gh. Or ur square is then only become 2gh. That h gets eliminated, solve it, you get acceleration of container, which depends on area of cross section of hole, area of cross section of hole, and area of cross section of container. And there's a one simplified approach in some other books that given where he has integrating and he is taking very lengthy approach. Better, this will be much easier, no? So look at the acceleration of container. So it is in fact going to describe uniform accelerated motion. Uniform, I'll write it. Uniform acceleration of container. Okay, now after this is asking, find the speed acquired by the tank when it is completely empty. How to bring this one? What is the time taken for it to empty? You calculate, and you know constant acceleration. So what you can write it here, no? What is the time taken for it to empty the tank? You calculate that t, then velocity, how much it will be? Well, final velocity will be. So calculate the time taken to empty the tank. Substitute that to get the required answer. Okay, these are some small different ideas will be there. You have to be very careful. Okay, we have one more. I think it will take more time. Tomorrow I'll continue from here because I need more time. This will be the diagram only will take more time. Okay, from tomorrow we'll continue from here. Okay, thank you all of you. Please, I think slowly we have entered into mechanics. So now